Airports have a way of exhausting people before the trip even begins. Most travelers walk into the terminal thinking the hardest part is getting on the plane. But the truth is, so many of the delays, frustrations, extra costs, and stressful moments happen long before takeoff. And unless you know what experienced travelers know, it is very easy to waste time, lose money, and make the entire day harder than it needs to be. After years of flying through busy airports, early departures, missed connections, long layovers, and overnight delays, I started noticing something. The people who move through airports with the least stress are not always the lucky ones. They are the ones who understand the hidden patterns, the small choices that quietly change everything. In this video, we are going to uncover the airport secrets that actually matter. The ones that can help you avoid long lines, make smarter decisions, protect your comfort, and travel with far less stress. Because if you keep doing airports the same way everyone else does, you may keep paying for it in ways you do not even realize. Number 10. Don't become gate lice. Let's start at the gate, because this is where many travelers create stress before boarding even begins. You have probably seen it countless times, people crowding the boarding lane long before their group is called, afraid they will lose overhead bin space or somehow fall behind. Airlines even have a name for this behavior, gate lice. But here is the problem: it does not help. In fact, it slows everything down. When too many people gather near the entrance, they block the path for the passengers who actually need to move through first, including families with strollers, travelers with mobility needs, and the boarding groups being called. What feels like getting ahead usually creates delay and frustration for everyone else. And most of the time, standing there early gains you nothing. Your seat is already assigned. A better move is to sit nearby, even at the next gate, where you can still hear announcements without getting trapped in the crowd. If bin space worries you, pack lighter or check your bag. Sometimes the smartest traveler is simply the calmest one. Number 9. The best seat for motion sickness. If flying makes you uneasy, your seat choice matters more than most people realize. According to flight attendants and frequent flyers, one of the best places to sit if you are prone to motion sickness is the window seat over the wings. That area is closest to the plane's center of gravity, which usually means a smoother ride. By contrast, the back of the plane tends to feel more bounce, and an aisle seat gives you less chance to focus on the horizon. That small detail can make a big difference. Looking out the window helps your body stay oriented, which can ease nausea during turbulence or rough air. For many travelers, that visual reference is far more helpful than they expect. I learned that lesson after one rough flight where the movement felt endless. Since then, sitting near the wings has always been the better choice. And if you know you are sensitive, a few simple habits help too. Stay hydrated, eat lightly, and keep something like ginger candy with you. Sometimes the smartest travel decisions are the smallest ones, but they can completely change how the flight feels. Number 8. The dirtiest spots around your seat. Now let's talk about something most travelers would rather not think about: germs. Many people settle into their seat, lean against the window, lower the tray table, or reach into the seat pocket without a second thought. But those are often some of the dirtiest surfaces on the plane. Researchers have found bacteria and viruses on areas like tray tables, windows, and seat pockets, partly because aircraft usually get a quick cleanup between flights, not a deep sanitizing. That means what looks clean may not be clean at all. One simple habit can make a real difference: wipe down the tray table armrest and window area before you get comfortable. And try not to rest your face directly against the window, especially if you might later touch your eyes. The seat pocket is another place to be careful. Crew stories suggest it often holds far more than magazines, from food wrappers to much worse. It only takes a few seconds to clean your space, but that small effort can help you avoid bringing home more than just memories from your trip. Number 7. Get through security without creating more stress. Security is one of the fastest ways to ruin your mood at the airport, especially if you arrive unprepared. The travelers who move through that line most smoothly are usually not the luckiest ones. They are simply the calmest and the most ready. Their liquids are easy to remove, their electronics are accessible, and their shoes do not turn the checkpoint into a struggle. That preparation matters. Trying to rush at the last second arguing with agents or hoping oversized items will somehow get through only slows the process and adds pressure. And jokes about security threats are never harmless. Staff hear them every day, and they can bring everything to a stop. A better approach is simple. Arrive with enough time. Stay calm and make the screening process easy for everyone, including yourself. If you fly often, programs like TSA, PreCheck, or Global Entry can save a great deal of time by shortening lines and reducing how much you need to remove. At the airport, being prepared does not just help you move faster. It helps you keep your dignity, your patience, and your day intact. Number 6. Stay buckled, even when the sign is off. This next habit looks small, but it can protect you in a very real way. Keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you're in your seat, even after the sign turns off. Why? Because turbulence does not always give a warning. One of the most dangerous kinds is clear air turbulence, the kind pilots often cannot see in advance. Research has shown that severe turbulence over the North Atlantic rose sharply between 1979 and 2020. And FAA data has recorded serious injuries to both crew and passengers over the years. The difference is that crew members are usually standing serving or moving through the aisle when it happens. Passengers do not have to take that risk. A sudden jolt can throw drinks carts and people without a second of notice. And while modern aircraft are built to handle turbulence, the human body is not. That is why experienced travelers often keep the belt loosely fastened the entire flight. It is simple, comfortable, and easy to forget until the moment it matters. Sometimes the smartest travel habit is not the dramatic one. It is the quiet precaution that protects you before anything goes wrong. Number 5. Why many travelers skip the iced coffee and tea. Here is a detail many travelers never think about: the water on the plane. The coffee and tea served in flight are often made using water from the aircraft's storage tanks, and studies have shown that water quality can vary widely from one aircraft to another. Testing has found contamination indicators in some samples, which is one reason many flight attendants choose not to drink it themselves. That also means the ice may not be as harmless as it looks. So if you want the safer choice, bring an empty bottle through security and fill it at a filtered water station inside the terminal. Most airports offer them for free, and it gives you more control over what you drink once you are on board. For many travelers, that simple habit is better than relying on coffee, tea, or ice made from tank water. It may sound like a small thing, but small things add up during a long travel day. The more you know before boarding, the fewer unpleasant surprises you deal with in the air. Sometimes, comfort is not about what the airline gives you. It is about what you wisely choose to avoid. Number 4. The truth about checking in late for a better seat. Some travelers still believe that checking in at the last minute might lead to a surprise upgrade, but most of the time, that is simply a myth. Airlines sell the vast majority of their premium seats to paying customers, which means waiting until the final moment rarely helps you. In fact, it can do the opposite. If a flight is oversold, and you are one of the last people to check in, you may have fewer seat choices left, or in some cases, face a greater risk of being bumped. That is a high price to pay for a trick that usually does not work. If your seat matters to you, the smarter move is to check in as soon as online check-in opens. That gives you the best chance to choose what is still available. And if comfort is important, paying for a better seat or using status-based upgrades is far more reliable than hoping for luck. Travel day is stressful enough without gambling on internet myths. Sometimes people lose comfort not because the airline tricked them, but because they trusted the wrong shortcut. Number 3. Airports are designed to make you spend more. Most travelers think airports are built mainly for convenience. In reality, many parts of the airport are designed to guide your movement, influence your decisions, and quietly encourage you to spend more money than you planned. Seating is often placed near shops and retail zones for a reason, and the most direct path is not always the one you are naturally led toward. That is not accidental. Even the walk to security or your gate can be shaped in ways that expose you to more stores, more food counters, and more chances to buy something you did not intend to buy. In some airports, there may even be a faster or less crowded checkpoint nearby that many travelers miss simply because they follow the first obvious path. And then there is duty-free. Many people assume it automatically means a bargain, but that is not always true. Prices can still be inflated, and on connecting trips, liquids over the allowed limit may be confiscated later, even if they were sealed when purchased. A smart traveler does not just follow the crowd. They pay attention, ask questions, compare prices, and remember that convenience and temptation are often placed side by side. Number 2. The freebies most travelers overlook. Not every airport secret is about avoiding mistakes. Some are about taking advantage of benefits that many travelers forget to use. For example, bringing an empty water bottle through security can save you from paying high airport prices once you are inside. Most terminals now offer free refill stations, and that one small habit can save money every time you travel. Free Wi-Fi is another simple advantage. Instead of wasting it, use that time to download entertainment, check your airline app, or prepare for the next part of your trip while you still have a stable connection. Some travelers also overlook credit card perks that may include lounge access even when flying economy. And if a flight is full and overhead bin space is running out, airlines will often gate check your carry-on for free, which can save both money and hassle. There are savings after landing too. Rideshare services can cost far less than airport taxis, and exchanging currency inside the terminal is often one of the worst deals you can make. Sometimes the easiest travel wins are the ones hiding in plain sight. Number 1. Why kindness can still change your entire travel day. Sometimes the most overlooked airport secret has nothing to do with lines, luggage, or seat selection. It is kindness. Gate agents and flight attendants often have more influence than travelers realize. In the right situation, they may be able to help with a seating issue, ease a baggage problem, or guide you toward a better solution when plans start falling apart. But like anyone else, they respond better to respect than to hostility. And that matters more on stressful travel days. When flights are delayed, seats are tight, and tempers rise. Many people make the mistake of thinking that pressure will get results. Often, it does the opposite. A calm voice, a polite question, and a little patience can open doors that anger never will. This does not mean kindness guarantees a favor, but it does mean you are far more likely to be helped by someone who feels respected rather than attacked. Airports test people. They expose impatience, stress, and frustration very quickly. And sometimes the travelers who come out ahead are not the loudest or the pushiest. They are simply the ones who know how to stay calm when everyone else is losing control. Airports can feel chaotic, expensive, and exhausting, especially when you do everything the way most travelers do. But as you have seen in this video, many of the biggest travel frustrations are not random. They come from small habits, hidden systems, and overlooked details that most people never think about until something goes wrong. And once you understand those patterns, the entire airport experience starts to feel different. You move with more confidence, you make better choices, and you protect your time, your comfort, and your peace of mind. Because smarter travel is not always about spending more money or having elite status. Sometimes it is simply about knowing what others do not. So the next time you step into an airport, do not just follow the crowd. Pay attention, stay calm, think ahead. Those small decisions can save you stress long before the plane ever leaves the ground. And now I would love to hear from you. What is one airport trick, habit, or lesson that has made your travel day easier? Share it in the comments because your experience might help someone else avoid a mistake on their next trip.